Hi writers, today in Writer's Workshop we're going to add another step to our how to write a story anchor chart. So let's take a look at that, and then I'm gonna show you how we can do that step in my own writing. So this was, we had this chart on a smaller piece of paper before, but since I added a step to it, I've created a new chart, but the steps are the same. Here's the title, How to Write a Story. Number 1, think of a small moment. 2, draw a picture. 3, plan what you want to say. So think out what are the words you want to use when you're talking about writing about your picture, telling your small moment story. 4, write the words. Okay, and that's where we write our story. Now here's the new part that we added on. Okay, the new part that we added on is called the revise part of our anchor chart. Revise just means that you change something, you add something to your writing or your picture. And this is something that good writers do. When you finish writing something, you want to go back, reread it, think about, does it make sense? Did you leave out any words? Do you need to revise or add any words? Or could you add another sentence or two to make your story more clear, help the reader to understand the story that you're trying to tell? You also may revise your picture. You may decide that there are things that you want to add to your picture to make your story more exciting or make the picture more exciting. So I went back to one of the stories that I wrote earlier in one of our earlier lessons, and that was the story that I wrote about my dog Oscar. Do you remember I told you how he liked to eat the tomatoes out of the garden? So that's the story that I picked. I wrote it on a dry erase board before, but I just recopied it onto a paper so I could show you that revised step. So now I need to go back and reread my writing and think about, is there anything that I could add to it to make it more exciting? Did I leave anything out that would help it make more sense? So I'm going to do that. We had a pug named Oscar. Oscar loved to eat tomatoes. Now I was thinking I probably should say that he liked to eat them out of the garden, so I'm going to add that. That's a more detail that tells where Oscar was getting the tomatoes from. Even though that's in my picture, it probably should be in my writing too. So I'm going to go back and reread and see. Oscar loved to eat tomatoes from, so I'm going to cross off my period because that's not the end, from, that's an M, the, THE, and I'm going to put garden down here. Garden. Okay. So I got more specific with that. Now let's look at my picture. I could add a lot more things. I was thinking I probably should add some more details of like what time of day it was, what did it look like outside. So I'm going to add some more things. It was daytime, so I thought I could add the sun. Color that in. And a little orange to that for some excitement. And remember, your art does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be your best, that you're trying hard and doing a good job. Okay, I wanted to add a tree, so let's see. I can add another color here. I have lots of trees in my garden, in my yard, and I was thinking that would probably be an important thing to add. Maybe I'll put my tree right here. And then I need the top to my tree, so I'm going to take my green, add that in. I guess I could try to color in my tree. That would make it look a little bit better too. Okay. just like you want the words to tell the story, you want the pictures to help tell the story too. So when you add a lot of details to the picture, it makes it fun to look at. All right, so today let's just recap what we learned. I think my picture looks pretty good. So today we learned about a new step in how to write our story, and that's the revising step, or to revise. And that just means to change or to add on. And I added some visuals here. You can add on to your picture, or you can add on to the words. And then I did that in my story by adding where Oscar got the tomatoes from the garden. And I added some more details so my picture was a little more interesting. I added some grass around Oscar. I drew a tree and the sun. So there. Okay, so today when you get started on writing your small moment, you're going to also practice this revise step. So when you're finished writing and drawing your picture, you're going to reread it and think about, is there anything else that I can add to my picture or to my words that will make my story more interesting or help to explain my story better? Good luck, and we can't wait to read your stories.